Good evening, viewers. We were talking about grammar and Englishish. There are different kind of Englishish. There is no single English. There is not a single English, and that is why we were discussing that there are the there are different varieties of dialects accordingly to the region. I must not say the according, because when we are stating somebody else's opinion, then we say that accordingly to. But mostly we say, in my opinion, such kind of phrase we use for that. Now, since we are discussing about the varieties of Englishish, why I am using the word varieties of Englishish? This is not the phrase which I made. Many of the grammarian, they use this phrase for the variations in terms of pronunciation, in terms of ways in which particulars word are used in a different sense, or it indicates or it shows something different in some other cultures, in some other nation, in some, and they are pronounced, most of the words are pronounced differently. The ways in which uh, they are uttered are different. Their accent are different, and that is why it is said the word Englishish. English is no more a, what we can call that, a, a single variety of English. There are dialects within one nation. If we see the English of America, if we see the English of Britain, we find there are some of the words which are pronounced differently, and even there are some alternative words, and some are the familiar words. Instead of elevator in Britain, we use lift. They use lift. If we see the Indian people English, it is a very different from the standard English. Shall we call it colloquial English, or shall we call it a English which is a different from other other nation? Because see, some of the sentences in which we say that he has taken the examination. Uh, uh, if uh, if I have to introduce myself and talk about myself, then listen carefully what I'm saying about myself. I myself is Rameshwar Awad. I belong to Aurangabad, and uh, recently I have given the examination, and because I couldn't obtain the good mark in the examination, my father was angry on me. I was sitting on the chair, and he called me that. uh, my spouse was yes, my better half was also very angry with me. If you are, if you have listened this carefully, you might have noticed that all these sentences which just I was talking about, introducing about myself, are not a correct English, because what we can call that, we sometimes can say that these are the ways uh, where we are not able to express ourselves thoroughly. चाला नाही कोण म्हणे